Well, that little girl got some special attention last night. Number 2 got home, and after she got home and relaxed a little bit, she come down to see the baby. Didn't like the way she was laying with her head laid way out, funny, and that'll happen with preemies. It's like they don't feel good. So she was all concerned about that. Ended up making her a bottle of milk, and because she didn't seem to go for the cow, and she looked like she needed something to eat. Time she got back down here with the bottle, she's eating on the cow, so put the bottle in the fridge for a bit. About an hour later, she gave her a quarter of the bottle. She took it and it went to the cow, and it's not like the cow doesn't seem to have milk. I don't know what's going on. Calf just wasn't getting filled up on her. I don't know if that calf, both of them are kind of noisy eating. Notice the others over there eating. But I just kind of wonder if she's just clicking her tongue and not actually sucking. I mean, if so, she's getting milk, but she's going through a lot of work to get very little. And she can't decide if she wants to get up or not. She's been doing that. I'm not sure if it's... Well, maybe she is going to get up. Maybe not. She's too comfy. I'm going to stay right here. Anyway, number 1 came back out last night and gave her a little hair dryer action to get her dried off. And yes, she has a jacket on. Her temp was fine, but she was cold to the touch and shivering. And I gotta wonder how much of that is being a little bit preemie, because the nerves aren't all ready to work yet, you know? We've seen it quite a few times. And she's up and a little shaken, rattling roll. Maybe now she'll turn around and eat, but I'm not gonna wait for an hour for her to do that. But there you see her, up wearing a jacket, and of course he's over there chowing down. Becky beat me out this morning. She got up to go pee about 4 o'clock, I guess. Came out and looked. So, of course, I wake up when she comes back in. So I've been awake since then, but I didn't get out of my nice warm spot until about 5:15. Yeah, up and move and lay back down. Put her head's up. I'm good with that. And her ears are up. So it's not like she's not perky. Hopefully get her on a teat again in a little while. She's doing it on her own, so I don't gotta worry too much about that. But she got 3/4 of a bottle last night, which filled her out and seemed to get her perked. And the egg in the bottle, it's more nutrition that she can absorb. Sometimes they can't absorb enough out of the milk when they're early. And it's just that extra shot of protein. A little Karo syrup or corn syrup, something like that. Like a teaspoon or tablespoon in a bottle of milk helps too. Gives them a little brain food and keeps them going. But I mean, it's not like she needs the brain food. She seems to be good there. But anything else with nutrition. Get you a little closer look over this morning real quick, since I had to come in here.
Say good morning, sweetheart. No? Gonna be shy? Or just want to look at mama? No? You don't want to look at mama? Yeah. Okay. And she's just not sure of me this morning. That's okay.
A lot of gates we got a cotter key and a washer on, and this one, they only last so many years. And things have gotten sprung a little. And number 2 tried finding a cotter key last night for it, but couldn't find one. Because, we drilled the holes out a little too small for these. But I just drilled it out, put that one in, and knocked this stuff down and told them not to eat that. Shouldn't be enough to make hardware, but could. Oh, look at that. Big stretch. Oh, that's a big stretch. I like to see that. Always good. Okay. Time to get the rest of the day going. Well, this one's clean. Leaving the center open because I got to clean the 2-year-old's lot yet. No, Rowan was going to do this, but then she got to messing with calves and going to get some straw spread. So that's the only feeder I got left to put back in place. That one's the only one had enough left in it to leave. These others, it was pretty much just junk left. While I was doing this, not too long after I got started on it, Nelson, aka IP Farms, sent me a message asking me a question. If I knew what the price of gates were anymore, if it'd be worth buying 2 smaller ones and making a big one out of them. This is the second set of gates on the front of this barn. We built them all at the same time. Well, those there, before there was a roof over down below, they got sunlight, so, they didn't rust out as quick. They're getting bad now, but they got a few years left. And the price of steel had gone up. We could buy gates cheaper than we could buy the material to build them. Way cheaper. So, Dad come across these. They're a good heavy gate. Farm Master. What it says on there. And of course, when we built this building, it was built to come in from that direction to feed. So this row of poles is all on 12-foot centers. Matches there. Matches the beam. This row out here is not. I mean, those two are even. These two sure aren't. These two are even. These two sure aren't. And the way they make gates for your different sized holes, depends on what size post you got, yada yada, pain in the ass. Anyway, if you look at these, the uprights on them were evenly spaced. Actually, I think they were closer together in the center. It looks like they're a little closer right there than that is to that end. We took between 2 feet and I think the longest pieces we cut out were 34 inches out of them and put them together. The very first one I did, I looked at the gate and okay, not a problem. I had a abrasive disc on a grinder and I went to start cutting. And I thought about it beforehand. I thought, that's all made one piece. Plus you got all the welds. There's going to be a preload on that. And I don't want to go all the way through or it will pinch it. I did not go all the way through. I only went between 3/4 and 7/8 of the way through. I literally left about from my thumbnail out for meat. Yeah, I had the disc halfway out of the cut when it collapsed. Took a half moon out of the disc and ripped the hell out of the rest of it. Flipped the thing around in my hand and it crawled right up my arm. I had a long sleeve hickory shirt on and a long sleeve sweatshirt, and it rolled up. And we've never used trigger locks on anything. We usually disable the lock so you can't lock it. You got to hold it with your finger. Well, it was a newer grinder. We hadn't messed with it yet. Never used the trigger lock. Somehow the trigger lock locked. Oh, I got to open this. Otherwise I can't get back out later. It locked and crawled up my arm. Went until the motor could not overcome the load, which was part of my arm, sweatshirt, and hickory shirt. See if I can show you. There's a little lump in my wrist. I can't get both. I can't get a finger in there. Here, we'll try this one. That don't work either. Anyway, cut most of the way through a tendon. Buggered some stuff up. Sliced my arm 2 more times before it stopped at my elbow. I don't remember how many stitches, but they didn't put as many stitches in as they could have. It was a deep enough cut they didn't have to put that many in. But anyway, a little safety tip for you. So after I did that and I was like half out of commission. Dad took an old pipe cutter and replaced the handle with a bolt so that it would fit in between. Because, a pipe cutter big enough for that's got a freaking 18-inch or 2-foot handle on it. This one I can tell, this was cut with the pipe cutter. You can see it's tapered down from getting crimped. Some of them you can't tell because the weld filled it up. But anyway, there is one of these gates that one of the bottom splices was a square cut. So lesson learned. I got damn lucky. So anybody that wants to do that kind of stuff, keep that in mind, because it takes about 1/1000th of a second and you don't know what happened, and I got lucky. Anyway, that's enough on that story. That's going to make for too long of a video already, and it's barely noon. So anyway, be safe when you're doing stuff. We'll spoil you with some more cuteness. He's been just bouncing around that pen the last 10 minutes or so I've been over here. Just going crazy. But she just laying here. She still acts like she's cold, but she's not. So I'm not sure. Ty and I were just talking. She's going home and getting some stuff, coming back again tonight. But we were just discussing, I think, try to get a little bit of milk in her later tonight and put the jacket back on her. Because I really can't see her not milking. It's got to just because the calf's early. I mean, it happens. Because she's not one whose sire was one that didn't throw heifers that milked. The rest of those, the last one of those is actually in this other pen, is a 3-year-old. Her mama and her mama's sister are both still here. 2 of the biggest cows we got, and they both milk like crazy. So there's no reason why she shouldn't milk. But I says she ain't got no milk. And we know the calf's been nursing. We know there's some there, but obviously not enough to keep her going. And she wouldn't take a bottle earlier. But that may be the difference between the kids and, who's got a hold of the bottle. Because that does make a difference, believe it or not. So, anyway, Ma there, she just looks like she's, I've had a day. Scratchy itch in the straw. So, but she better milk. That's all I got to say. And it may be, it could be a couple weeks before she actually has milk in. Although the oxytocin there's 2 different dosages for that stuff, and they're still trying to figure out what all it can and will do. 2 cc's of that is supposed to let them drop milk if they haven't. But the milk's got to be there too. 5 cc's makes them clean out, which she did do last night. So one good thing. Both of them have cleaned, so we don't got to worry about dealing in the stinky shit later. But for right now, I'm going to leave her right there. I'm going to call it a day, call it a video, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. I mean, it's not overly warm out here, but, some of you guys that are 40 below, oh yeah, we're warm. We're like 40 plus. But it's a wet day too. It was fogged in till noon. And I was actually comfortable on the skid steer this morning, and this afternoon I'm cold. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you'll have a great weekend.